Hello YouTube, this is Super Venom TCG, bringing you an awesome deck profile for you tonight. For the month of September 2015, this is my Warrior deck. Tell you things about this deck, I never played in a duel with this deck. Just hoping it would be great and play through. So I never had a competitive limits, but it's worth a shot. So let's dive right in. Alright, for vanilla monsters I run Axe Raider, Warrior Daygriffer, Toon Warrior, two counts of Dark Blade, two Judgment. For effect monsters I'm running one Magician of Faith. Her effect is when you flip her, or she gets flipped and destroyed by battle, get one spell card from your graveyard added to your hand. Next is Goblin Attack Force. What he does is when he attacks a monster and destroys it by battle, he is switched to defense position at the end of the battle step. Next up is Marauding Captain. What he does is when there's warriors on the field, your opponent cannot declare an attack on another warrior type monster. You can special summon one level 4 or lower warrior type monster from your hand. Next up is Exiled Force. What he does is when you summon him to the field, you can activate his effect and tribute him to destroy one monster on the field. Next up is GB Hunter. What she does is cards cannot be returned to the deck. Next up is Zombria the Dark. What he does is when he is summoned onto the field and declares an attack on an opponent's monster, he decreases his attack by 200 points. Next up is Gearfried the Iron Knight. What he does is when you equip a magic spell card to him, he is automatically destroyed. Next is Elemental Hero Wilder. What he does is he's unaffected by traps. Next up is Gardner. What he does is when your opponent declares an attack, you can special summon that card, him from your hand. Next up is Junk Synchron. What he does, he's a warrior type tuner. What he does is when he's normal summoned or special summoned, you can special summon one level 1 or lower, level 2 or lower warrior to the field from your hand. Next up is Speed Warrior. What he does is when he gets summoned to the field and declare an attack on an opponent's monster, his attack doubles. Next up is Zubaba Knight. What he does is during the damage step of your turn, he attacks that opponent's monster. And if it's in defense position, it will destroy that defense position monster. Next up I have is Twilight Rose Knight. I don't have no plans, but I just use it for a tuner. Next up is Guilford the Lightning. What he does is when you tribute 3 monsters on your side of the field, it destroys all monsters on your side on the opponent's side of the field. Next is 2 Blackluster Soldiers. That's all for monsters. Now for spells, we have Fissure, Fairy Meteor Crush, Sogen, so to power up the warriors, Lightning Blade, Invigoration, Swords of Revealing Light, Reload, and Blackluster Ritual. That's all for spells. Now for traps is Trap Hole, Call, Trap Jammer, Counter, Dragon Captures Jar, another Trap Hole, Wapaku, Jar of Greed, and Magic Drain. That's all for spell and traps. Now for the extra deck, I'm running 1 Junk Warrior, Gaia the Force of Earth, Junk Destroyer, Night Papilloptic, and number 39 Utopia Beyond. That's it for the deck. This is Super Venom TCG.